The nurse finds the baby alone in the hospital room with a note pinned to his blanket. His parents are already gone. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy stories like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. The note says 3 words. We can't do this. Baby Owen is 6 weeks old, born with cerebral palsy. His legs don't work the way they should. His parents, Richard and Catherine Pembroke, walked out of Boston General Hospital and never looked back. They're wealthy, prominent. Richard owns a pharmaceutical company. Catherine sits on charity boards. They planned for the perfect child, the perfect life. Owen didn't fit that plan. The hospital tries to find them. Calls go unanswered. Their lawyer sends a single letter. My clients are relinquishing all parental rights. Do not contact them again. Owen becomes a ward of the state. He spends his first year in the hospital. Then, he's transferred to a children's home. Most kids with disabilities don't get adopted. People want healthy babies, easy babies. But when Owen is 18 months old, something happens. A nurse named Margaret visits the children's home. She's 53, never married, no children of her own. She sees Owen in his wheelchair, smiling despite everything, playing with blocks. That one, she says. I want that one. The social worker is shocked. Ma'am, you understand his condition? He'll need lifelong care, surgeries, therapy. It's expensive, exhausting. I understand perfectly, Margaret says. When can I take him home? Margaret isn't wealthy. She works double shifts to afford Owen's medical bills. She converts her small apartment to accommodate his wheelchair, learns every therapy technique, fights with insurance companies. She never complains. Not once. You're my boy, she tells Owen every night. And I chose you. Don't you ever forget that. Owen grows up knowing he's loved. Completely. Unconditionally. He's brilliant. Reads at age 3, excels in school despite the physical challenges. Margaret encourages everything. Your legs don't work perfectly, so what? Your mind is extraordinary. Owen graduates high school at 16, full scholarship to MIT. He studies biomedical engineering, top of his class. Margaret attends every achievement, every award ceremony, crying with pride. My son, she tells everyone. My son did this. Owen never asks about his birth parents. Margaret told him the truth when he was old enough. They left you, she said simply. But I found you, and that's all that matters. Owen agrees. For years, he agrees. But something changes when Margaret gets sick. He's 26, working on revolutionary prosthetic technology, about to change the world. Margaret collapses at work, stage 4 lung cancer, never smoked a day in her life. The doctors give her 6 months. Maybe. Owen takes a leave from work, spends every moment with her. I'm not afraid, Margaret says. I got to raise you. That's more than enough for one lifetime. You're my whole world, Owen says, voice breaking. No, Margaret corrects gently. I'm part of your world, but you have so much more to do, so many people to help. She takes his hand. Promise me something, she says. Anything. Don't carry anger about your birth parents. It'll poison everything beautiful you've built. Owen looks away. I don't think about them. Liar, Margaret says with a weak smile. I see it in your eyes sometimes. The questions. The hurt. They don't deserve my thoughts, Owen says. Maybe not, Margaret agrees. But you deserve peace. Find them. Get your answers. Then let it go. I don't need answers from people who abandoned me. You're right. You don't need them, but you want them. And that's okay. Margaret dies 3 weeks later. Owen holds her hand until the end. At her funeral, he breaks, completely shatters. She was everything. Mother, father, best friend, biggest supporter. Now, he's alone. After the funeral, Owen finds a box in Margaret's closet, his adoption papers, medical records from the hospital, and a file she'd been keeping about Richard and Catherine Pembroke, newspaper clippings, society page mentions, charity event photos, his birth parents living their perfect life while Margaret worked herself to death. The anger Owen's been suppressing for years explodes. He starts investigating. It's easy. They're public figures. Richard's pharmaceutical company is worth $800 million. They live in a mansion in Greenwich, Connecticut. They have 2 other children, a son and daughter. Healthy, perfect. The children they wanted. Owen's hands shake looking at family photos online. His half-siblings smiling at country clubs, Ivy League graduations, everything he could have had. But he doesn't want their money, their status, their hollow perfection. He wants them to see him, to know what they threw away. He wants them to understand their choice. 3 months after Margaret's funeral, Owen makes a decision. He's developed a groundbreaking prosthetic limb system. It's going to revolutionize mobility for people with disabilities. Major medical companies want to buy it, offer him millions. But Owen chooses differently. He starts his own company, calls it Margaret Medical Technologies. He makes the prosthetics affordable, accessible, changes thousands of lives. Within 2 years, his company is valued at $50 million. He's on magazine covers, giving TED Talks, and Richard Pembroke's pharmaceutical company is struggling. Several drugs failed FDA approval. Stock prices dropped, reputation damaged. Owen watches from a distance, waiting. Then opportunity arrives. Richard's company needs a partnership. A merger with new medical technology to survive. Owen's company is the perfect fit. Richard's lawyers reach out, request a meeting. Owen agrees. The meeting is scheduled for Tuesday at 2 p.m. Owen arrives early. He waits in the conference room. 20 years of questions building in his chest. The door opens. Richard walks in first, older, graying, still carrying himself with arrogance. Catherine follows. Designer suit, cold eyes. They don't recognize him. Why would they? They left him as a baby. Mr. Foster, Richard says, extending his hand. Owen kept Margaret's last name. Thank you for meeting with us. Owen doesn't shake his hand. He looks at them both carefully. Do you know who I am? Owen asks, quietly. Richard frowns. Owen Foster, CEO of Margaret Medical Technologies. We've done our research. No, Owen says. Do you know who I really am? Catherine's expression flickers, something uncertain. Owen stands. They see his wheelchair for the first time, see his legs. Catherine's face goes white. Oh, God, she whispers. Richard steps back. No, that's not Owen Pembroke, Owen says. Born October 14th, 27 years ago. Boston General Hospital. You left me there with a note. The room is silent. Catherine sits down heavily. Her hands shake. We can't do this, Owen quotes. Those were your exact words, remember? Richard's jaw works. How did you find you? Owen finishes. It wasn't hard. You're very public people, living your perfect life. Owen, please, Catherine starts. Don't, Owen cuts her off. Don't say my name like you have any right to it. Richard tries to compose himself. This is... We didn't expect... You didn't expect me to survive? Owen asks. To thrive? To become someone? We were young, Catherine says desperately. We didn't know how to handle a disabled child, Owen says coldly. You couldn't handle a baby who needed extra care, so you threw him away. Tears stream down Catherine's face. We made a terrible mistake. No, Owen says. You made a choice, and I'm glad you did. They both look at him, confused. Because you gave me to Margaret Foster, Owen continues, a nurse who worked 2 jobs to afford my surgeries, who learned physical therapy techniques, who sat with me through every painful procedure, who loved me unconditionally. His voice breaks. She died 3 months ago, Owen says. Cancer. She never had money, never had status. But she gave me everything that mattered. Catherine sobs openly now. While she was working doubles to pay my medical bills, Owen continues, you were at charity galas, raising money for causes you don't actually care about. Posing for pictures with your other children. The acceptable ones. Richard's face is ashen. We thought we were doing what was best. For you, Owen interrupts. Not for me, for you. Because I wasn't convenient, wasn't perfect, wasn't worth the effort. He rolls his wheelchair closer. I didn't come here for a reunion, Owen says. I came here so you could see me, really see me. The son you abandoned, the son who became someone incredible despite you. Because of Margaret. Owen, please, Catherine begs. We're so sorry. If we could go back, but you can't, Owen says, and I wouldn't want you to. Because Margaret was my real mother. She chose me when you rejected me. Her love was real. Yours would have been conditional. He hands Richard a folder. That's my final offer for the merger, Owen says. It's generous, more than generous, because unlike you, I don't let personal feelings interfere with helping people. Richard opens it with shaking hands. But understand something, Owen continues. We're not family. We're business associates. Nothing more? I have no interest in your apologies or your guilt. He turns his wheelchair toward the door. Owen, wait, Catherine says. Please. Let us explain. Let us... There's nothing to explain, Owen says. You made your choice 27 years ago. I'm just here to show you the consequences of that choice. We want to know you, Richard says desperately. To be part of your life. Owen laughs. It's bitter. Now you want to know me? Now that I'm successful, accomplished, worth knowing? He looks at them with something like pity. I spent years wondering about you, Owen admits. Wondering why I wasn't enough. Why you didn't want me. Margaret always said it was your loss. I didn't believe her. But she was right, Owen continues. You lost the chance to know an amazing person, to watch him overcome impossible odds, to be proud of him. Tears fall freely now, his own. Margaret got all of that, Owen says. Every scraped knee, every graduation, every breakthrough. She got to be my mom, and that was the greatest gift I ever gave anyone. Catherine reaches toward him. Please, give us a chance. I gave you a business proposal, Owen says. That's all you get. Sign it or don't. I don't actually care. He reaches the door. Pauses. I forgive you, Owen says quietly. Not for you. For me. Because Margaret taught me that holding on to anger only hurts the person carrying it. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation, he continues. It just means I'm not letting your choice define my life anymore. He looks at them one last time. Goodbye, Richard. Catherine, I hope you find peace with what you did, but find it without me. Owen leaves. The door closes behind him. In the conference room, his birth parents sit in stunned silence. They wanted to meet the CEO who could save their company. They didn't expect to meet the son whose life they destroyed. Or to discover he survived, thrived, became extraordinary without them. Outside, Owen sits in his car. His hands grip the steering wheel. He thought confronting them would bring closure, satisfaction. Instead, He feels empty. Then his phone buzzes, a reminder he set months ago. Mom's birthday. Visit her favorite park. Mom. Margaret. His real mom. Owen drives to the park, sits by the pond where Margaret used to take him. He thinks about her sacrifice, her love, her unwavering belief in him. I met them, Mom, he says aloud. Like you wanted. I got my answers. The wind rustles through the trees. You were right, Owen continues. They don't deserve my anger, but they also don't deserve my time. He pulls out a photo. Him and Margaret at his MIT graduation, her face glowing with pride. I'm going to live the life you gave me, Owen says. I'm going to help people, change lives, make you proud. A tear slides down his cheek. I already made you proud, didn't I? He whispers. You told me every day. He sits there for an hour, remembering, grieving, healing. When he leaves, he doesn't feel empty anymore. He feels free, because he finally understands what Margaret tried to teach him. Family isn't about biology. It's about choice, about showing up, about love that doesn't quit when things get hard. Richard and Catherine gave him life, but Margaret gave him everything else, and that's the only thing that matters. 6 months later, Owen's company completes the merger. Richard's company stabilizes. They don't speak beyond business emails. Owen doesn't think about them anymore. He's too busy changing the world, making mobility devices affordable for kids like he was. Kids whose parents love them, fight for them, choose them every single day. At every product launch, Owen dedicates his work to Margaret Foster. The woman who taught me that worth isn't measured by what your body can do, he says, but by the size of your heart. She had the biggest heart I've ever known, Owen continues, and she gave it all to a baby nobody else wanted. This work is for her, he says, and for every person who's been told they're not enough because they're different. The audience stands, applauds. Owen smiles, not at the recognition, but because he knows Margaret would be proud. And in the end, that's the only validation he ever needed, not from the parents who abandoned him, but from the mother who chose him, every single day. If this story moved you, we want to hear from you. Have you ever been chosen by someone when you felt unwanted, or been the person who chose to love unconditionally? Share your story in the comments. Your words might give someone hope today. If this touched your heart, please hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful stories about love, resilience, and what family really means. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and share this with someone who needs to remember that being different doesn't mean being less. Thank you for being here.